Welcome back to the program, everyone. As promised, we've been joined by Jea Street. It's not the first time he's been here, and it certainly won't be the last. Jay, welcome.
Thank you for having me back.
Anytime, anytime.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you've been really busy.
I've been
So,
very busy.
you know what? I'm not going to start with the sit down. I'm going to start with the school stuff.
Sure.
So I saw a video of you in a school the other day. What is it that you do? What is the work you do with schools?
So some of the work that I do in schools is I'm a teaching artist. So I work with DIAE, that's the organization that puts my residencies together. But basically, I go into the main residencies that I do are at Head Start programs. That's called Wolf Trap. It's a Wolf Trap residency. And the one that I recently did at Richardson Park, that was basically like a songwriting. It was like a 3-part songwriting workshop for all of their 4th and 5th graders at school.
Okay.
So that's part of what I do. Yeah.
And then last week, you were able to show your video for Teddy.
Yes. So yeah, over the course of like 3 weeks with that specific class, like again, first I introduced them to a lot of different kinds of music that they hadn't heard, but the overall goal was to show them the process of writing a song, like how it goes for me, because it's kind of a very personal thing depending on the artist, but I kind of showed them my process and allowed them to go through my process. Like they made their own songs up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then at the end, like for the last sort of big grand finale, I went there for about, I did like an hour-long concert for them. So it was great. They had there was a whole stage, and they had a big, beautiful Steinway piano, and then at the end I called them on stage, and I also showed them the video for Teddy. So it was awesome. It was great.
That was nice.
Yeah,
it was great.
And then it was funny because right after we did the segment, there's a segment that you'll see later. The next morning I woke up and there was a comment on the YouTube video for when you sang Bad Dude.
Yes.
And one of the parents of the children that had just seen the video said he was at my daughter's school and that's all she talked about.
That's awesome. I mean, that's really what it's about. You know what I mean? Because I'm not, 22 years old anymore, and I'm not as connected to everything that's going on right now, like on pop radio. Excuse me. But it's really important to me that I am connected with them as much as possible, and to be able to show them what I do and have them enjoy it meant a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, are they playing instruments also, or are they just on stage with you, or?
So over the course of the workshop, the only instruments that they really brought in were like percussion. So the teacher, Mr. Morgan, shout out if you're watching this, Mr. Morgan, he has a bunch of like just drums and like djembes and some congos and all that kind of stuff in his room. So the kids basically, they wrote their own lyrics, they came up with their own melody, and if they wanted to add percussion, they could, but none of them really were actual instrumentalists, so they couldn't do that.
Right.
But that was kind of the point, because it was trying to show them that, you don't have to necessarily be a great instrumentalist to be able to create music. It's all up here.
Right.
And if you can, come up with it here and kind of remember it, you can do it. So they went through the process in that way, and it was cool. I was surprised at what they were able to do. It was cool.